because I think too, as we get into talking about our ET, and star family, star brothers and sisters and friends, as we start talking about that reality or them being part of our reality and the potential for contact and becoming a galactic civilization, well, we've got to be prepared for a really wide spectrum of beings and expressions of souls. And so I think we're like in this learning phase right now. We're unlearning and relearning as humanity.
Right. And I mean, you said it, it's really interesting that so many people who claim to be spiritual, or so many people who claim to be religious, or whatever you want to call it, having a hard time understanding the magnitude of what source is, what God is, if you will. And I think if you can learn to kind of look at things from this point of view of that, the fact that the universe exists in the state that it does, and that it encompasses so many different galaxies, so many different star systems, right? So many different spaces. There are a lot of void spaces in the universe as well, in our universe. There are a lot of different things that counterbalance other things, right? And so if you think about just that in and of itself, and that we're this one little part as humans, perceiving this sort of reality frame that we find ourselves in, we're one little part. You have to understand that the idea of source or God is much bigger than your sort of ideologies that you want to hold on to so tightly, because maybe you've invested a lot of time in them. And this is a conversation I have with a lot of my, Christian friends, a couple of my Christian friends I'm still connected with, is this idea of, no, I gotta, I've been in this for like a while, this is my faith. And it's like, nobody's saying your faith is wrong. It's how much are you willing to accept the expansiveness of what God is? The fact that there are all these different cultures in the world, the fact that there are all these different perspectives, the fact that there are people who are staunchly against something like Christianity. There are people who are staunchly against something like, Hinduism or any other culture for that matter. The fact that there are all these hybrid systems everywhere. I think it's really important to understand that there are a lot of different things going on with each individuated unit of consciousness, that's having this interface with source. There's a lot going on, and my contract may be completely different from yours. It may be that you're supposed to be a person who's in the church. You may need to be like, a worker in the church. Like that may be your calling. So you should do that, and you should take it seriously, and you should be the best you can be at that. But I'm an artist, and I'm a metaphysical artist at that. And I'm also a corporate artist, so my journey is very different. I have to learn about a lot of different things. My journey has been one of having to expand, even though I've had people in my younger years tell me that I need to contract and that I need to stay in this one specific space, and you need to look like this, you need to act like this, you need to not do that, and you need to be this, and oh, that's going to hurt us if you do that. It's like, no, that's not my space, that's not my walk. And so when you come into that realization and you get some support, everybody needs support, right? You start to realize that there's a lot of other things that are going on, and there's a lot of things that you have to work on yourself, and you can't be so involved in everybody else's stuff that you forget to do what you came here to do, in my opinion.